Have you ever wondered why, despite wealth, fame, or social status, many people feel empty inside? Islam teaches us that true success is not measured by money, influence, or popularity. The real success lies in aligning our lives with Allah's guidance, cultivating good character, and fulfilling the purpose of our existence. In the next few minutes, you will discover practical, life-changing insights that can redefine your understanding of success, helping you prioritize what truly matters. By the end of this speech, you will know how to achieve a meaningful life that earns rewards in this world and the hereafter. When we talk about success in the modern world, most people immediately think of money, fame, or power. We are constantly shown examples of people who have accumulated wealth, gained influence, or become widely known. We are often told that this is the pinnacle of achievement. Advertisements, social media, movies, and even everyday conversations reinforce the idea that financial stability, luxury, and recognition are the ultimate goals in life. Yet, if we pause for a moment and truly reflect, we notice a striking pattern. Many of those who appear successful on the outside are struggling on the inside. They may have wealth and fame, yet they often feel empty, anxious, or dissatisfied. This emptiness is a clear sign that the worldly measures of success are incomplete and insufficient. Islam provides a profound and alternative understanding of what it means to be truly successful. True success in Islam is not determined by the size of your bank account, the number of awards you have, or how many people recognize your name. Instead, it is measured by the state of your heart, the purity of your intentions, and your closeness to Allah. A person who may be poor in material wealth but rich in faith, contentment, and good deeds is considered truly successful in the sight of Allah. The Quran reminds us that the life of this world is temporary, fleeting, and deceptive. Allah says in Surah Al-Hadid, "Know that the life of this world is but amusement and diversion and adornment and boasting to one another and competition in increase of wealth and children." This verse highlights that worldly gains are distractions. They may provide comfort and pleasure for a time, but they do not determine your value or your ultimate success. Material possessions by their very nature are limited and temporary. Money can be lost, fame can fade, and power can be taken away. A luxurious house or an expensive car may give momentary happiness, but they cannot fill the void in the heart or provide certainty for the future. On the other hand, spiritual success is eternal. When we live our lives in accordance with the guidance of Allah, striving to maintain sincerity in worship, honesty in our dealings, and integrity in our character, we achieve a success that no one can take away. This type of success brings inner peace, contentment, and a sense of purpose that wealth and fame alone can never provide. Consider the example of two individuals, one who is wealthy but neglects their prayers, indulges in unethical practices, and ignores the needs of others, and another who may be struggling financially but prays diligently, helps others, and constantly seeks to improve themselves in the sight of Allah. While the world may view the first person as successful, from an Islamic perspective, the second person embodies true success. This is because success is not about appearances or material accumulation. It is about spiritual fulfillment, obedience to Allah, and the cultivation of virtues that lead to a meaningful and rewarding life. Furthermore, Islam teaches that the pursuit of wealth or fame should never compromise our moral and spiritual values. If the pursuit of material gain leads us to lie, cheat, or harm others, it becomes a source of failure rather than success. True success is achieved when we balance our worldly needs with our spiritual obligations, ensuring that our actions reflect righteousness and our hearts remain attached to Allah. In this way, even someone with modest means can be considered supremely successful because their life is guided by faith, purpose, and ethical principles. Another important aspect of spiritual success is contentment or qana'ah. Islam emphasizes that being content with what Allah has provided and trusting in His plan is a key factor in true success. A person who constantly compares themselves to others, chasing wealth and status out of envy, may never feel fulfilled, no matter how much they accumulate. In contrast, someone who recognizes the blessings in their life, gives thanks, and remains grateful is already experiencing a level of success that transcends material limitations. The Prophet Muhammad said, richness is not having many possessions, but richness is the richness of the soul. This powerful statement encapsulates the Islamic understanding of success. It is measured by the contentment, faith, and inner peace that reside within, rather than external possessions or recognition. Ultimately, the spiritual approach to success in Islam also includes preparing for the hereafter. Material success is temporary and confined to this world, but spiritual success carries eternal consequences. By prioritizing our relationship with Allah, performing good deeds, and striving for righteousness, we secure rewards that last forever. This perspective shifts the focus from the fleeting admiration of people to the everlasting pleasure of Allah, which is the highest form of success one can achieve. In conclusion, true success in Islam is spiritual, not material. While wealth, fame, and power may provide temporary satisfaction, they cannot measure the depth of a person's faith, the strength of their character, or the state of their soul. Success is about living a life that aligns with Allah's guidance, nurturing our spiritual growth, and finding contentment and purpose in fulfilling our duties as believers. When we understand and embrace this truth, we begin to see that the most important achievements in life are not the ones that are visible to the world, but the ones that are pleasing to Allah. True success is eternal, meaningful, and transformative, and it begins within the heart, not the wallet. When we talk about success in Islam, one of the most crucial aspects that cannot be overlooked is the role of character. Wealth, fame, and achievements may attract admiration and attention in this world, but without good character, they are hollow and meaningless. Islam places an immense emphasis on ethics, manners, and the way we treat others, because these qualities reflect the true state of our hearts and the depth of our faith. A person's character determines not only how they interact with others, but also how they are judged in the sight of Allah. True success is measured not by what you have, but by who you are. The Prophet Muhammad said, "The best of you are those with the best character." This statement underscores the centrality of good manners in Islam. It tells us that even if a person is wealthy, powerful, or famous, they cannot be considered truly successful if they are cruel, arrogant, deceitful, or unkind. Conversely, someone with humble means who embodies honesty, humility, patience, and compassion can be closer to success than the richest or most famous individuals. Good character is the foundation of a meaningful life and the key to achieving both worldly and spiritual fulfillment. Good character in Islam encompasses many qualities. Honesty is one of the most important. A person who is truthful in their speech, transparent in their dealings, and trustworthy in their commitments earns respect and trust from others and pleases Allah. Dishonesty, on the other hand, even if it brings temporary gains, leads to ruin, broken relationships, and spiritual loss. Patience is another pillar of strong character. Life is full of trials, difficulties, and challenges, and how a person responds to them reveals the strength of their character. Someone who remains calm, resilient, and faithful in the face of adversity demonstrates a higher level of success than someone who may appear outwardly prosperous but is quick to anger, complain, or despair when faced with hardship. Kindness and empathy are also integral to good character. Islam teaches that serving others, being considerate, and showing compassion are essential markers of a successful life. A person who supports the needy, comforts the distressed, and treats family, friends, and even strangers with respect embodies success in the fullest sense. Wealth and status can provide the means to help others, but it is the intention behind the actions and the humility with which they are performed that truly matter. A humble heart combined with good character ensures that actions are sincere and rewarded by Allah, whereas arrogance or selfishness, even if accompanied by material success, diminishes a person's true worth. Another critical aspect of character is humility. Many people equate success with superiority over others, but Islam teaches the opposite. The truly successful are not those who boast, belittle others, or seek to dominate, but those who are modest, grateful, and respectful. Humility fosters harmony, strengthens relationships, and cultivates inner peace. It allows a person to accept advice, learn from mistakes, and continually improve themselves. In contrast, arrogance and pride, even in the face of worldly achievements, can lead to failure, spiritual decay, and the alienation of others. The way a person handles their relationships is also a reflection of character. Success is not merely about personal accomplishments. It is about how you contribute to the well-being of your family, friends, community, and society at large. Islam teaches that maintaining family ties, being honest with colleagues, and treating neighbors and strangers with respect are essential dimensions of success. These actions may not bring fame or wealth, but they cultivate a life of integrity and fulfillment. A person who is generous, forgiving, and understanding leaves a lasting impact on the world, which is far more valuable than transient material gains. Character also influences a person's spirituality. Without good manners, acts of worship can lose their true essence. Prayers, fasting, charity, and other forms of devotion are not only rituals, they are meant to cultivate virtues such as patience, gratitude, humility, and empathy. When someone prays with sincerity but treats others with cruelty, the spiritual benefit is incomplete. True success integrates worship with good character, ensuring that faith is reflected in actions toward oneself, society, and the environment. In conclusion, success is not measured by what you possess or how many accolades you receive. It is measured by the quality of your character. Honesty, patience, humility, kindness, and empathy define a person's true worth. Those who embody these traits are not only respected by others but are beloved in the sight of Allah. Wealth may come and go, fame may fade, but a noble character is timeless. It builds trust, strengthens relationships, ensures spiritual growth, and leaves a lasting legacy that cannot be taken away. In Islam, a person who cultivates good character achieves a form of success that transcends the material world and earns the eternal pleasure of Allah. True success, therefore, is measured by the heart and actions, not by possessions or popularity. When discussing true success in Islam, it is essential to understand that the purpose of life itself is the foundation for achieving it. Many people spend their lives chasing fleeting goals, accumulating wealth, gaining recognition, or seeking personal pleasures without ever pausing to ask themselves why they are here, what their ultimate objective is, and whether their actions align with that purpose. Islam teaches that every individual is created with a purpose, and success is intrinsically linked to fulfilling that purpose. Without understanding and striving towards it, all other achievements remain temporary, hollow, and incapable of bringing lasting satisfaction. The Quran repeatedly emphasizes that humans were created to worship Allah and live a righteous, purposeful life. In Surah Ad-Dariyat, Allah says, "And I did not create the jinn and mankind except to worship me." This verse reminds us that worship is not limited to ritual acts like prayer or fasting alone. It encompasses living a life guided by divine principles, making ethical choices, and contributing positively to the world. True success, therefore, cannot be measured solely by material gain or social recognition. It is measured by how faithfully we fulfill our purpose as creations of Allah. Many people define success based on worldly standards, such as having a high-paying job, owning luxurious possessions, or becoming famous. While these things can provide temporary happiness, they are ultimately distractions if they are pursued at the expense of one's spiritual and moral responsibilities. A person may achieve financial abundance, but if they neglect their prayers, engage in unethical behavior, or ignore their duties toward others, their life, from an Islamic perspective, lacks true success. Islam encourages us to balance worldly pursuits with spiritual obligations, ensuring that our achievements contribute to our growth as individuals and as servants of Allah. Understanding the purpose of life also provides clarity and direction. When we recognize that our ultimate aim is to live in accordance with Allah's guidance, every decision we make gains meaning. Actions that may appear mundane or ordinary, such as being honest in business, caring for family members, or helping those in need, become acts of worship when done with the right intention. This perspective transforms everyday life into a pathway towards success. It shifts the focus from external validation to internal fulfillment and eternal reward, allowing individuals to lead meaningful lives regardless of their social or financial status. Success in Islam is not instantaneous or measured by public acclaim. It is a lifelong journey of self-improvement, faith and devotion. Fulfilling the purpose of life requires self-reflection, discipline and perseverance. It requires assessing one's intentions and actions continuously, ensuring they align with divine guidance. When a person's actions are consistent with their purpose, they achieve a sense of contentment and peace that material possessions alone cannot provide. This inner satisfaction is a hallmark of true success, demonstrating that success is ultimately a matter of spiritual alignment rather than external accumulation. Another important aspect of understanding life's purpose is prioritizing what is truly beneficial for the hereafter. Islam teaches that the ultimate success is not temporary enjoyment but eternal reward. Wealth, fame and pleasure may vanish, but deeds that are pleasing to Allah endure forever. Charity, prayer, seeking knowledge, honesty and acts of kindness become means to achieve this eternal success when they are performed sincerely and with the right intention. By keeping the eternal perspective in mind, one is guided away from the illusions of the material world and toward actions that matter in the grand scheme of life. Moreover, fulfilling one's purpose cultivates resilience and patience. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks and disappointments, and without a sense of purpose, it is easy to feel lost or demoralized. Understanding that our existence has meaning and that every action can contribute to our spiritual success allows us to endure trials with patience and trust in Allah. Even difficulties become opportunities for growth and purification, turning obstacles into stepping stones toward true success. The purpose of life also fosters a sense of responsibility and accountability. Islam teaches that every individual will be questioned about their actions, intentions, and how they use the blessings and time granted to them. Living with this awareness instills discipline, mindfulness, and ethical company. It ensures that success is not merely about personal gain, but about fulfilling duties toward Allah, oneself, and society. This sense of accountability transforms ordinary actions into meaningful contributions, reinforcing the idea that success is deeply tied to purpose and intention rather than outward appearances. In conclusion, the purpose of life determines the essence of success. Without understanding why we exist and what our ultimate goal is, even the most impressive worldly achievements are incomplete and unfulfilling. Islam provides a clear framework for living a purposeful life, emphasizing worship, righteous conduct, and meaningful contributions to others. True success is achieved when our actions align with this divine purpose, when we seek to please Allah, uphold ethical values, and prepare for the eternal life of the hereafter. By living consciously and purposefully, we transform every moment into an opportunity for success that transcends the temporary and attains the eternal. Success is not found in wealth, fame, or recognition. It is found in fulfilling the purpose for which we were created, living a life that brings peace, contentment, and divine approval. One of the most important lessons in Islam regarding true success is that it is never achieved without patience and perseverance. Many people mistakenly believe that success comes easily or instantly, and they are often disheartened when their efforts do not yield immediate results. In the worldly perspective, success is frequently measured by speed and visibility, how quickly one rises in status, how fast wealth is accumulated, or how instant recognition is gained. However, Islam teaches a much deeper and more meaningful understanding. True success is not just about the outcome, it is about the journey, the effort, and the manner in which one faces life's trials. Patience, or sabr, is an essential quality that transforms difficulties into opportunities for growth and brings a person closer to Allah, which is the ultimate measure of success. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and unexpected hardships. Everyone, regardless of their status, faces difficulties in one form or another. Wealthy people may struggle with loneliness or anxiety, while those with limited means may face financial and social pressures. Illness, loss, failure, and disappointment affect everyone. What distinguishes a truly successful person is not the absence of hardship, but the response to it. Islam emphasizes that facing trials with patience, maintaining faith in Allah, and trusting His wisdom are key characteristics of success. The Quran repeatedly reminds believers that challenges are part of life and that those who endure them with steadfastness will be rewarded beyond measure. Allah says in Surah Al-Baqarah, O you who have believed, seek help through patience and prayer. Indeed, Allah is with the patient. This verse highlights that patience is not merely a passive act, but an active form of worship that connects a believer to divine support and guidance. Perseverance is equally crucial. It is the continuous effort to remain on the right path despite obstacles and difficulties. A person who gives up at the first sign of struggle cannot achieve true success, regardless of their potential or resources. Islam encourages believers to strive tirelessly in doing good, seeking knowledge, performing acts of worship, and contributing positively to society. Success is achieved by those who persistently pursue righteousness even when results are delayed or unseen. The Prophet Muhammad himself faced immense opposition, ridicule, and hardship while spreading the message of Islam. Yet, his perseverance laid the foundation for a legacy that continues to inspire millions centuries later. This teaches us that enduring effort, patience, and faith are indispensable elements of success. Patience also helps a person maintain balance and perspective. In moments of difficulty, it is easy to become frustrated, despairing, or reckless. However, a patient person approaches challenges with wisdom, composure, and trust in Allah's plan. They understand that temporary setbacks do not define their ultimate destiny, and that every hardship carries a lesson or an opportunity for growth. By practicing patience, a person strengthens their character, develops resilience, and cultivates emotional and spiritual maturity. This inner strength is a form of success that money or fame cannot provide, as it equips a person to navigate life with dignity and grace, regardless of external circumstances. Another important aspect of patience in Islam is gratitude. Even in times of difficulty, the patient believer recognizes Allah's wisdom and maintains a sense of thankfulness for what they have. This mindset transforms trials from burdens into blessings. A person who is grateful, patient, and steadfast in faith develops a heart that is content and at peace, irrespective of material conditions. Such inner tranquility is a defining feature of true success, demonstrating that patience is not merely about enduring suffering, but about responding with faith, hope, and perseverance. Perseverance in doing good also applies to long-term goals and spiritual growth. True success is not a short-term achievement, it is the result of consistent effort over a lifetime. A person who prays regularly, gives charity, seeks knowledge, and improves their character steadily accumulates success in both this world and the hereafter. This cumulative effort, maintained with patience and persistence, is far more valuable than fleeting accomplishments obtained through shortcuts or unethical means. Success 8, achieved in this way, is sustainable, meaningful, and blessed by Allah. Furthermore, patience and perseverance create a sense of purpose and direction. When challenges arise, a patient and persevering individual does not become lost or defeated. Instead, they are motivated to continue striving toward their goals in a manner that aligns with righteousness. Difficulties become tests that refine the soul, strengthen faith, and prepare the individual for greater rewards. Islam teaches that every trial is an opportunity to earn Allah's pleasure, and that those who remain steadfast are promised divine assistance both in this world and the hereafter. This perspective transforms struggles from sources of despair into stepping stones toward true success. In conclusion, success requires patience and perseverance because life is inherently full of challenges, delays, and trials. True success is not defined by speed, visibility, or immediate gratification. It is determined by how a person navigates difficulties with faith, resilience, and unwavering effort. Patience allows a believer to endure hardships with trust in Allah, while perseverance ensures that they continue striving for righteousness and meaningful achievements despite setbacks. By embodying these qualities, a person cultivates inner strength, spiritual growth, and lasting fulfillment, achieving a form of success that is eternal and profound. Wealth, fame, and convenience may come and go, but the rewards earned through patience, steadfastness, and perseverance endure forever. One of the most profound measures of true success in Islam is the impact we leave on others and the legacy we create. Success is not merely about personal achievements, wealth, or fame. It is about how our actions benefit those around us and contribute to a life of purpose and meaning. Islam emphasizes that real success is tied to altruism, generosity, and the positive influence we have on our families, communities, and society at large. A life that focuses solely on self-interest, accumulation of wealth, or personal recognition is incomplete, while a life dedicated to helping others and leaving a lasting, positive mark is a life of true success. Helping others is a central aspect of Islamic teaching. The Quran and the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad repeatedly stress the importance of serving humanity. Acts of charity, kindness, and support for those in need are not just moral responsibilities, they are pathways to spiritual success. Islam teaches that even small deeds done with sincere intentions can carry immense reward. The Prophet said, "The most beloved of people to Allah on the Day of Judgment and the closest to Him will be the one who is most beneficial to people." This highlights that true success is measured not by what we possess, but by how much good we bring to the lives of others. A person who dedicates time, effort, and resources to helping others accumulates a legacy that continues to benefit humanity even after they are gone, which is a form of success that surpasses wealth or fame. Leaving a positive legacy is not limited to financial contributions or grand gestures. It includes teaching, guiding, and inspiring others, creating a culture of goodness and leaving behind practices or values that benefit future generations. For instance, a teacher who instills knowledge and moral values in their students, a parent who raises children with integrity and faith, or a community leader who fosters cooperation and compassion. All of these individuals create a legacy that endures far beyond their lifetimes. In Islam, leaving a lasting impact through righteous deeds is considered one of the most valuable achievements. These contributions reflect the true purpose of life, to do good and serve humanity while seeking the pleasure of Allah. Acts of kindness and service also have a ripple effect. One good deed can inspire others to follow suit, creating a chain of positivity and compassion that reaches far beyond the original action. Helping someone in need can improve their life, motivate them to help others, and contribute to a more just and compassionate society. This interconnectedness illustrates that real success is not isolated. It is measured by the influence one has in spreading goodness and nurturing a community built on moral and ethical values. Islam encourages believers to be proactive in this regard, as every effort made to uplift others carries immense spiritual reward and contributes to the eternal success of the doer. Generosity and giving are also central to leaving a meaningful legacy. Islam teaches that wealth should not be hoarded but used to benefit others. Charity, sadaqah, whether large or small, is a means of purifying one's wealth, gaining Allah's pleasure, and ensuring that the impact of one's resources continues even after death. The Prophet Muhammad said, "When a person dies, their deeds come to an end except for 3: ongoing charity, beneficial knowledge, or a righteous child who prays for them." This teaching highlights that material success alone is fleeting, but success that benefits others has enduring value. When a person uses their skills, resources, or influence to help others, they are creating a form of success that transcends the temporal nature of this world. Moreover, helping others cultivates personal growth and strengthens character. Acts of service foster humility, compassion, and gratitude. They remind us that we are part of a larger community and that our lives gain meaning through positive interactions and contributions. True success is therefore intertwined with empathy and a selfless approach to life. It is not enough to focus solely on personal gain. The quality of our life is determined by the value we add to the lives of those around us. By embracing this principle, believers achieve a balance between personal fulfillment and communal responsibility, aligning with the Islamic vision of a meaningful and successful life. Finally, the legacy we leave is measured by the remembrance of our deeds and the positive influence we have on others. Success is not about being remembered for wealth, titles, or accolades, but for the goodness we spread, the lives we touch, and the values we instill. A person who prioritizes helping others and living with a sense of moral responsibility creates a life that resonates far beyond their own existence. Such a life embodies the essence of Islamic success, enduring, meaningful, and pleasing to Allah. In conclusion, real success in Islam is deeply connected to helping others and leaving a positive legacy. Wealth, fame, and personal achievements are secondary to the impact we have on those around us and the contributions we make to the well-being of society. acts of kindness, charity, teaching, guidance, and inspiration create a legacy that continues long after one's lifetime, offering a form of success that eternal and rewarding. By dedicating our lives to helping others and ensuring that our actions leave a lasting positive mark, we achieve true success that enriches our soul, benefits humanity, and earns the pleasure of Allah. When discussing true success in Islam, one of the most crucial aspects to understand is the eternal perspective. Success is not only about what we achieve in this world, but more importantly, about the rewards we earn in the hereafter. The temporary pleasures of life, wealth, fame, power, or material comfort can easily distract a person from the ultimate goal. Islam teaches that the life of this world is fleeting, a mere passage of time, and that the decisions and actions we make here have eternal consequences. A person who focuses solely on worldly success, ignoring their spiritual obligations and moral responsibilities, may appear accomplished in the eyes of society, but in the sight of Allah, they remain far from true success. The Quran repeatedly reminds believers that the hereafter is the ultimate destination, and it is the eternal outcomes of our deeds that truly matter. Allah says in Surah Al-Imran, "Know that the life of this world is only amusement and diversion, while the home of the hereafter is best for those who fear Allah." This verse makes it clear that temporary worldly gains are not the ultimate measure of achievement. The success of this life is fleeting. The success of the hereafter is everlasting. By keeping this perspective in mind, believers are motivated to prioritize actions and intentions that will have enduring value rather than chasing fleeting recognition or material comfort. Success in the hereafter is achieved through a combination of faith, righteous deeds, and a sincere intention to please Allah. Performing acts of worship such as prayer, fasting, charity, and seeking knowledge is not merely ritualist. These actions are the means through which one earns spiritual success. However, Islam emphasizes that deeds alone are not enough. They must be accompanied by sincere intentions and performed according to divine guidance. A person who prays, fasts, or gives charity solely for the approval of others or for personal recognition is not truly successful in the eternal sense. True success is achieved when acts are performed with devotion, humility, and the conscious aim of earning Allah's pleasure, thus securing rewards that transcend the temporal nature of this world. The eternal perspective also teaches the importance of prioritizing long-term spiritual investments over short-term worldly gains. Wealth, fame, and social status are fragile and impermanent. They can vanish overnight due to illness, loss, or other unforeseen circumstances. On the other hand, deeds done for the sake of Allah, whether helping others, teaching beneficial knowledge, or practicing patience and humility, carry lasting impact. The Prophet Muhammad said, "When a person dies, all their deeds come to an end except for 3: ongoing charity, beneficial knowledge, or a righteous child who prays for them." This teaching highlights that what we do in this life to earn Allah's pleasure continues to benefit us even after death, creating a form of success that is eternal and unshakable. Moreover, viewing success through the lens of the hereafter fosters moral integrity and accountability. Knowing that every action will be judged encourages individuals to live ethically, treat others with respect, and avoid sinful behavior. Success is not measured by temporary admiration or accolades, but by how consistently one strives to live a life aligned with divine guidance. This eternal perspective creates balance, ensuring that worldly pursuits do not overshadow spiritual responsibilities and that decisions are guided by purpose and conscience rather than fleeting desire. The eternal perspective also provides comfort and hope during trials and hardships. Life is full of challenges, and the temporary nature of worldly success can make setbacks feel overwhelming. However, Islam teaches that difficulties faced with patience, perseverance, and trust in Allah carry immense spiritual reward. Trials become a means of purification, growth, and preparation for eternal success. This perspective transforms struggles into opportunities rather than obstacles, encouraging believers to maintain faith and focus on actions that will have lasting value beyond the temporary life of this world. Success in the hereafter is not reserved for the wealthy, famous, or powerful. It is accessible to anyone who aligns their life with Allah's guidance. A person of modest means, through sincerity, righteous deeds, and a commitment to living ethically, can achieve a level of success far greater than someone who accumulates wealth or recognition without moral and spiritual grounding. This is a profound reminder that true success is not dictated by external appearances or material possessions, but by spiritual alignment, conscious effort, and devotion to Allah. In conclusion, the eternal perspective of success in Islam reframes the way we live our lives. True success is not measured by temporal, airy wealth, fame, or influence, but by faith, righteous actions, and the pursuit of Allah's pleasure. By prioritizing the hereafter, believers ensure that their efforts have lasting value, transforming every act of worship, every moment of patience, and every deed of kindness into enduring rewards. Life becomes purposeful, trials become meaningful, and worldly distractions are placed in their proper context. Success in the eternal sense is accessible to all, and it is defined not by the applause of the world, but by the approval of Allah. By living with this perspective, a believer secures not just fleeting satisfaction, but eternal fulfillment, peace, and a place in the hereafter that reflects true and everlasting success.